Hey guys, Drew here over at RevHiker Outdoors, and I've got a review for you today. And this is the Olight S30R. It says, I don't know how to pronounce this, Javelot. Is that Javelot? Is it Javelot? Is it Javelot? I don't know. But I'm just going to call it the S30RJ because I'm totally confused on how to pronounce that. Really, it doesn't matter because I don't care about the name of my light. I just care about how it works. So that's what I want to talk to you about. Now, if you watched my last video on the review of the Olight S2 baton, I told you that I lit that whole video with this light. And I am lighting this video with the S2 baton. So it's just sitting on top of my camera, shining up on the white ceiling and reflecting down, and that is all the light that I have. I'm in an otherwise dark room. So, that out of the way, let me get one more thing out of the way. Olight did send me both of these lights, and I did not lay out money for them. However, I'm not getting any money in return. So, take that for what it is, guys. Whether a company sends me something or not it does not affect what I say about it. I told them when they asked me that I'd be honest, and so I will be honest. Anyway, here we go. Here are the hits. Hits, I like the switch. Works. The controls, they work. You turn it on, you hold it down, and it cycles through the modes. Every time, all the time. You don't have to fiddle with it, okay? You double tap for turbo mode, and that gives you 900 lumens, and this is quite a focused beam. If you watch my other video on candela versus lumens, I use both of these lights and I show you the difference between just raw lumens and then an intensity measuring of candela. So I'm not going to get into that whole thing, but this is a nice focused tight beam with a very light halo, like a larger halo around it of soft light. But this thing projects quite far, something like 240 something meters or something crazy like that. So got a lot of throw, a lot of reach, and it's focused. One problem with that is if you're really up close and you're shining on something, you're going to have to make sure it's on the right setting because it can be too bright, you know. Shining on a piece of paper that you're trying to read up close, like on high power, it's going to like blow your retinas out of your head. So you want to make sure that you start out on low, okay? And speaking of that, if you start with this off and you hold down the switch for a couple seconds, you get their little, I think they call it the moonlight, or the moonlight mode. So anyway, that's just like a half lumen or something like that. Anyway, nice for looking at maps and junk like that. Battery life on this, pretty good. They claim, depending on the battery, the one that comes with it, you get 3 minutes at 900 lumens, then it steps down to 500, and you get an hour and a half. On high, you get 130 minutes, which is 400 lumens. Medium, you get 9 hours. Low, you get 53 hours. Moonlight, you get 38 days. Now, if you get a bigger battery, that is to say an 18650 with a higher milliampere hour rating, you can get up to like a 3600 milliamp. Is going to be 120 minutes on turbo versus 90 minutes on turbo, and so on and so forth. I'm not really into that. Here's the important things that you need to know. Good construction, relatively light, nice and focused. I said waterproof. I'm pretty sure I said waterproof. Did I say waterproof? I said waterproof. It's waterproof. And it's also shock resistant, all that stuff. Here's the thing that I think it's got over the other Olight, the S2 baton. Tip down carry. Love it. Here's the problem though. They try to make it like relatively deep, and they have the same little notch as the S2 baton. So it can be like a bugger to get it all the way seated down, which annoys me. So the clip could be improved. However, it's still better than the S2 baton. This thing really's got some throw. I took this out and was shining it like pretty far, and it really keeps a nice tight beam, and you can really light stuff up. Really like it. If you leave it on high, like if you just double click it to turbo and leave it on for like a half hour or something, it's going to get quite warm. Not so hot that it's going to like sear your hands or anything, but you'll be like, well, it's quite warm. It's like on the edge of wanting to hold it. So it can get warm. Here's another cool thing that I really like about this. This thing comes with its own little charging dock. Okay, so like a lot of the Olights, it has the magnetic tail cap. This one's almost too heavy to do sideways. It sort of will, and it will hang upside down. But sideways, really not so much. If any little bump hits it, it's going to fall. But anyway, here's the cool thing. It just goes right onto this base, and then you can plug this into your computer, or if you've got a USB in your car or anything like that, or even if you've got a cell phone adapter, you can just pop that in, plug it into the wall. A couple hours later, your battery's like ready to go. Low battery indicator, I like that. Just like the S2 Baton, when this gets really low, this seemingly black switch will actually glow red. Other cool thing is when this has been on for a little while, there's like a little glow-in-the-dark ring on the end, so you know, if you put it down or whatever, you'll be able to find it if it's dark and you're working and you drop it and it goes out or something like that. So anyway, I kind of like that. As far as carrying this like in your pocket, for me, it's like a little long. I carried it for like 3 days and I did get used to it, but you know, like sometimes when you sit down or and it, you know, it depends on how you wear your pants too. Some guys have really baggy pants. You know, if you're wearing skinny jeans, which I don't recommend at all, this is not going to work for you. It's going to be a little too big around. And but anyway, it's kind of like on the edge. The S2 Baton was like as big as I'd really want to go. This is the same, you know, same circumference and everything, same like girth, but it is a bit longer, like a ½ inch longer, I think, or 3/4 of an inch. So, you know, it's right on the edge for me. It's a little too big. I could totally use this like in my hunting bag. I could also leave this in my truck, especially with this charging base. I would love to just like mount this and have it basically sitting there, and then have this into, I've got like this inverter in my truck that has, you know, like 3 USB outputs. So I would love to have it there, and that would be really sweet if I could just like mount this thing down and then, you know, put this on top. The other cool thing about the charging dock, it tells you when it's fully charged, goes from red to green, and then it also has a USB output, so you can still run information through here if it's plugged into your computer, so it doesn't kill one of your USB ports. Thought that was kind of neat. Look guys, that's about it. Great light, lots of throw, nice and intense. Pocket clip could use some work. Olight, I love your lights guys, but the pocket clips like need some improvement in my eyes. Maybe you guys don't have a problem with them. I'm not a huge fan of the pocket clips on either one of their lights. But otherwise, I mean, pretty good. They both came with extra O-rings for your tail cap when you take them out. This particular one comes with the one of their 18650s, comes with the charger, comes with the USB cord, extra O-rings, which is always nice. And man, overall, sweet light. I could totally use it for everyday carry. I could get used to it, I'll say that. It is just a hair too big. Now, if you've got like carpenter jeans, you got some of those side pockets down lower, like on your leg, sweet. Or cargo pockets, sweet. But in like my main pocket, it takes up a little bit too much space for me. But other than that, really good light. It's got some ribbing up here for heat dissipation, which is nice. I think if it didn't have that, you'd be in trouble with some heat buildup for extended, you know, extended use on high. I'm not exactly sure why. You know, part of it I explained in my lumens versus candela video, but this doesn't have the battery life that the other one does, and I think that's because they do use 2 different LED bulbs, 2 different styles. But anyway, still good battery life. Just I expect a little better after using the Baton and seeing how good that was. But anyway, overall, really good light, nice and durable. If you like a bigger EDC one and you like a nice tight focus beam, this might be the one for you. Easy controls, it just works. I like it. I'm actually pretty impressed with Olight. I hadn't used them before, and I've been pretty impressed with both their lights. I've always been a Streamlight guy, and these definitely measure up with the Streamlights in my opinion. In some ways they're better. I think Streamlight makes a little better pocket clip. Sorry, but I think Olight packs more juice into the same size package than Streamlight does. So gotta check that trade-off. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, go ahead, throw them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. God bless you guys as always, and I will see you later.